Welcome to Dispatches from Shedquarters. I'm your host, Mike Lutz, and
Jason.
How's it going, buddy?
Woo!
Mr. Flair.
Just got done rehearsal. So
How'd that go?
it's coming together.
Good.
Yeah, it's coming together.
Yep. Everybody hitting their Q's and their P's and
there's still a few missteps. We got 3 weeks to go, and got to iron out the lumps. But
you don't want to peak too early.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
The best way to do it is peak second night.
Yeah.
Because,
for me, for last year, Christmas Carol, I peaked on the last night. So,
yeah, I suppose. You definitely don't want to peak on the first night because everything else is downhill from there.
Exactly. You want to have a strong opening night, but you got to maintain, right? And for me, Christmas Carol last year, my shows got better as they went.
Oh, okay. So you put a little more effort into it?
Not more effort.
You tried? You cared?
No. With Christmas Carol, my main part was Fezziwig.
Okay.
Scrooge's boss when he was younger.
Oh, okay.
And I notably have a big Christmas party, Fezziwig's annual Christmas ball. That was my scene. So there's a massive dance number.
That's your scene?
The Fezziwig Jig.
The Fezziwig Jig.
It's a massive dance number. As I've said before, I'm not very light on my feet. So
I was going to say, you absolutely hate choreography.
Dancing and choreography is not my strong suit, so I struggled with that dance for weeks.
But the question is, do you remember it now?
Hell no. Well, I don't know. A little bit of muscle memory might kick in a little bit.
You purge the search history as soon as it's done?
That's standard with everything in my life. What did we do yesterday? What?
Well, I think we went to Comic-Con yesterday.
Oh, yeah. See, you're ringing a bell.
Yeah, is that what it was?
Yeah.
Okay, so go on.
So, I struggle with that dance. So the director and I came up with a bit of a solution to kind of cover my weaknesses.
Body double.
No, I carried a beer mug and could just pretend to be a little drunk through the whole thing, so I was able to cover it a bit.
So you danced like a drunkard?
A little bit.
Oh.
But, again, it got better as it went.
Okay. Because you got drunker?
No.
Drunk white boy
No,
dancing.
I wasn't method acting for that one. That might be this show, though. The final night,
yep,
that was my night. I hit it. I hit it spot on.
So,
I hit it as I could not have done it any better.
So you decided, damn it, this is my night?
I fought, I pushed, I got it.
Grunted,
I just did it.
Squeezed and
I did it, and that was the night my family was there. So, and to me, that's my favorite moment on stage.
So you tried when the fam was in the audience. Everybody else got the
twist it and don't belittle it, okay? It was a lot of work.
I'm not belittling anything.
No, you're just making
asking.
fun of me.
I'm not making. I'm asking.
I just said before we went on air that I don't get angry on this one, and you're pushing those buttons.
Listen, Mr. Banner. Yes, that's what.
Anyways, that was last year. This year, not nearly as much choreo. It's not nearly as difficult for me.
Yep. So are you actually going to put wine in the wine bottle?
I might. I'm seriously considering it.
Not bad. So how much time do you have on stage?
Not a lot.
No. So
this Little Shop of Horrors is notably a small show.
Yeah. It's
got your handful lead members, and the ensemble is really only seen in like 3 songs.
So are they the 3 songs, are they close together or are they spread out throughout the show?
We're seen for basically the opening number.
Okay.
Or not quite the opening number, but right after it. Mm-hmm. And you don't really see us again until Act 2. And then in Act 2 we're there twice. So
okay, so how much time is in between?
Act 1, you've got probably 40 minutes.
Really? In between
until the end of Act 1.
Oh, wow.
Then you're going to have intermission, and then Act 2 comes up. There's probably little more than 5 minutes. Then there's our next big song.
Yep.
And then you got about 10, 15 minutes for the finale.
So you've got roughly an hour in between the first time you're on stage to the next time you're on stage?
Pretty close. With intermission, pretty close to that.
You could go get a pizza and then
there might be card games going on.
Yeah, I was going to say go get pizza, grab some beer, sit out in the parking lot.
Yeah. That sort of thing might happen, actually, because we're not even needed to do a lot of background singing. Because a lot of times when you're not on stage with these shows, you're singing off stage. They have microphones in the back to sing, just to boost the sound, right?
Look at you pulling back the curtain.
A little bit.
Literally.
Oh, but an interesting development, and this falls into the category of...
Do you like my coffee cup?
Nice. Yes. This falls in the realm of you can't fully appreciate how things and situations can affect other things that you don't even realize.
Butterfly effect.
Yeah. I guess that is a term. The school board strike. That's about the looming.
That's trouble for you guys, isn't it?
Well, because our performance space was at one of the high schools.
Well,
we are renting the space from the school, and it's the support workers that are going. So janitors and so on.
Yep.
Because of that, any rentals that have been planned or and agreed upon have all been canceled.
Oh, they have been canceled?
They've canceled. Boom, done, gone.
Yeah, because they don't know when they're coming back.
If they resolve the strike, you have to start all over with the process. There's not enough time to worry about that.
Nope.
So they've already looked in. They don't have a new space just yet, but they'll probably have one this week. And then they're just going to be renting like stage equipment and seating and whatnot. And they're putting this together, and that's like, I think, a warehouse space somewhere.
That's kind of cool.
It's going to give them more leeway for total decoration.
Yeah,
because now they can add more plantness to the theater itself.
Plantness.
That's the best way I can describe it. That's the kind of thing that they wanted to do, but
UCC
some venues
said,
looked at,
"Whoa, easy with our building."
Exactly.
Yeah. I've had that with wrestling shows as well.
So,
but whereas you're adding, we tend to destroy. So,
that freezer.
That's not the only thing.
Oh, I'm sure there's been.
No. There's been many hole driven into drywall. So they said
by heads usually.
Heads and they said, what was the last good one? UCC. It was me and Shooter versus Revelation. I think Rune went through the wall.
Whoa. Really?
Not through the wall, but like there's a rune-sized hole that was punched into one of the walls. I know I get where you're coming from.
I don't know if you ever noticed the roughly fist-sized hole in my wall in my basement, like behind the couch.
Yes,
that's actually from a foot. Fooling around with one of the kids, as I recall, and kind of flipped them over, and their heel went right through the drywall.
I thought maybe you were sitting there lipping Crystal, and she threw a poke at you, and you dodged out of the way.
I'm not allowed to talk about that. That's why I came up with the story.
Okay, that's the story. Okay, now that explains everything, or a lot of things. But so you are you worried about if there is a location change? No, you're not.
No, they've said they have a place. They're looking at a few other options, but they have a place that's going to work for them already.
Okay.
It's just they want to make sure it's the best option, so they're looking at one or two. But they'll probably. It wouldn't surprise me if by the end of the week they have a new location.
Would they think about keeping it then, becoming like a black box theater?
No, it's strictly just a warehouse rental thing. Like it's not going to be turned into a performance space by any means.
No, not interested in doing that, huh?
No, at this time, no.
No,
they're technically, as I think their plan was, because this is all based. Studio Black is based out of the Brio Academy, the old Libby's plant on Richmond.
Oh yes.
So they've got the second floor. Okay. So they have the big room, which is our primary a rehearsal space.
Yep.
That's used for there's a martial arts dojo.
Really?
They do and dance, of course. They're Rachel, our director. She runs Studio Black. She runs. She's the music director for this one. But they own Brio, and her husband is a martial arts instructor, as well as being a lawyer. So
he can kick your ass and sue your ass.
Yeah,
there you go.
So yeah, he's a martial arts instructor, and but they also do like dance classes, and then they have the smaller rooms where there's like a piano for music lessons and stuff, and they do guitar, all that stuff in there.
Excellent.
And I believe they toyed with the idea. I might have even been used once. That main room can, I guess, be converted a bit into like a small little black box theater situation.
Really?
I think.
Is it how many seats?
Like the seating is all removable. Like they have, if I remember correctly, they bought old theater seating. Like there's 3 seats and a bench.
Yeah.
That they can wheel in. So I don't know how many seats though. If I had to guess, no more than 100. But that's even probably pushing it.
That's a kind of cool, intimate little event right there.
I think there's been something there at least once, but I'm not 100% sure.
Well, that'd be kind of cool.
But
something to think about. Like I said, it would be nice to control your own space for that kind of stuff. Then you don't run into the issue that they're facing right now with the QP strike.
Yep.
Possible QP strike.
Yep.
So that's cool. So all set.
Yeah.
November or
October 31st is still going to be opening night. It's still happening. The venue is changing.
Okay.
And tickets, they've already had tickets sold.
Yep.
Those tickets are still going to be valid. The only thing a small concern there is there was like you could choose seating. That's going to change, but they're going to try and accommodate as best they can with whatever layout they come up with.
Semper Gumby, always flexible.
Exactly.
So that's cool. So yesterday, Saturday, we went on another adventure.
We did. Was I there?
Yes, you were. You drove. So
yeah.
It was kind of maybe an out of body experience for you.
A little bit.
Yeah. But you landed in the back seat. You picked me up.
Yep.
And we went to the London Comic Con in London, Ontario.
Yep.
Beautiful London, Ontario.
Yes.
You just got to say that thing, make everybody feel good about where
you never
they
know.
live.
Sponsorship.
The City of London is going to sponsor us.
You never know.
No, okay, that's true. Never say never.
Exactly.
But, all right, so City of
Anything
London.
can happen on Dispatches with Shedquarters.
Sure. Okay, so go to London Comic Con. This is what, our fourth?
If you want to include Shock Stock as a con experience and excluding CK Expo, this was my fourth con experience.
Okay, so
my second time at London. Third time in London because Forest City is separate.
Yes.
Okay, and then Shock Stock.
Yes.
So that was my fourth con experience outside of CK Expo.
And how did that go for you?
I was on a mission.
Because yes, you told me you were on a mission.
Mm-hmm.
You had things that you wanted to have happen.
Yes.
By people that were going to be there.
Yes. So I had 2 missions actually. Mission number 1 was to meet Tim Curry, the legendary Tim Curry, and to get my Dr. Frankenfurter Funko Pop signed.
Yes. And?
Didn't happen. We were there for 4 hours.
Is that all?
4 hours.
Felt like forever, dude.
We were there for 4 hours. We did a total cycle of that joint 4 times, at least, maybe 5.
Well, there was a couple times where you were standing in line.
Right.
Me and Landon did a couple laps.
You did probably 5, maybe 6.
Yeah.
I did 4 to 5.
Yeah, because
full rotations, and every time we went around his booth, he was not there.
Nope.
Now I get early on in the day that he had the personal photo op thing.
Yes.
And so I get that. Where was it? There's no way those photo ops were lasting 3 hours.
No.
So we never saw him.
He probably had to take a break. Lunch.
But still, you would have thought in 4 hours he would have been at that booth at least at some point.
Well,
Tim it just Curry, seemed odd. I don't know, and I'm not going to fault him for it. I'm sure it's not his control. They have handlers that say you should go here.
I bet you Tim
there.
Curry. If somebody goes, listen, Tim Curry, you need to get your ass out in that booth. He's going, fuck off. I'm Tim Curry.
Okay, yes, there is that, and I know he's older. I don't know what his health is, but I know he's
dying.
Well, he's older, and he wasn't. I don't know if he was wheelchair bound, but I seem to recall hearing something about that, but I don't know if that was the case yesterday.
Okay.
All I know is we never saw him. He was never at the booth. When I talked to one of the people there about getting my Funko Pop signed, that's when they told me, he wasn't signing anything in person at the location. And so if you had something personal to sign, you'd have to leave it with them, and they would mail it back to you. And she quoted me $150 to get the autograph on my Funko plus $10 for shipping. That's what they were charging for a previously signed Pennywise Funko. You could pay $150 for that.
No.
I wasn't buying a Funko Pop. I just want the autograph.
I've already got it. See, it's right here in my hands.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
So, unfortunately, I just couldn't justify that. I was stretching it already with the $120 that I paid for the other person. We'll get to that in a second. But I could not justify that, so I left with that disappointment. Now, not that this is a good thing by any means. I'm not the only one who got disappointed with Tim Curry's situation.
Oh, no?
A girl that I know from my show, I saw her there yesterday, and she was supposed to be doing the photo op.
Oh.
It didn't happen. I don't know. She didn't say why, so I think maybe her and whoever she was with, they might have left before the next photo op opportunity came around.
Wow.
But she didn't see him either. So I'm thinking he must not have been at his actual booth location very much.
I kind of okay. Why if you're going to advertise your main celebrity like that?
Yeah.
Isn't it on the con to make sure he's available to the people that are coming to see him specifically?
Again, we were there for 4 hours. I never saw him at that booth.
No.
That just seemed weird to me. So,
yeah. Well, it was. You were talking about like not being able to see things. Kind of tying it in SmackDown on Friday on Fox. They advertised Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Undertaker were going to be there.
I heard something about this.
Yeah. And somebody asked The Undertaker, why weren't you there? And he goes, I wasn't asked to be there.
Then why the hell were they advertising him?
False advertising to try and pull people in.
Well, yeah. Don't they always have the caveat of card subject to change?
Yeah, but this is like...
That's what they'll claim.
But this is the biggest thing that's happened to the WWE in a long time, like being live on Fox. That's why they drew what they did, because they said, we're going to have these guys here. The Undertaker and Stone Cold Steve Austin will be here. And they figured it was going to be like a dark match after the show kind of thing. So when the show ended, boom, house lights came on. Thank you, good night, get out. And everybody's going like, what?
Because they used to do that, didn't they?
Yes, they did.
Yeah, they used to do the extra match.
Yep. Oh, they used to do lots of extra stuff after the cameras were off.
Because I remember, I went to a Raw taping in Toronto once, and we saw like this was I think this might have been when they tried to bring ECW back.
Oh, okay.
Kofi Kingston was, I think, was just about to get his first push. You know, the one that went away. So it was right around that time.
Okay.
And so we saw like a really cool, I think, an 8-man tag that had some really cool stuff when I went to that Raw show.
Yep.
But the biggest thing I remember from that show though was the pyro. Like Kane's pyro goes off, and like we were lower bowl, like we weren't on the floor, we were lower bowl, and I felt like I was getting a tan.
Yeah, that stuff's hot.
And I think Jericho's, so somebody had where it was pop, 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 and I could feel every single thump in my chest. Like that's the main thing I remember.
But it's the false advertising that burns bridges and makes people not want to come back to your shows.
Yep.
And not having your main draw, your main attraction available is it like you are like legitimately upset about not being able to talk to one of your favorite actors.
I was really bummed out last night.
I know.
I'll be honest.
I know. And they said whoever runs London Comic Con dropped the ball in a big bad way.
Again, we don't know the details. We don't know.
But
yes,
regardless,
it does.
okay.
Yes.
Even if you put a sign at his booth, Mr. Curry is feeling unwell. He is going to be taking a break. We will.
Yeah, they could have at
back.
least had a "we'll be back at"
Exactly,
because I think some of the other people did.
Yeah. So
Curry's had nothing. It had here's the prices for stuff, and here's all his pictures, and
somebody taking the cash off.
Yep.
So it would not have been difficult at all to give people a heads up. Mm-hmm. So that they dropped the ball big time.
Yeah.
That, in my opinion, they dropped the ball.
Sure. Yeah.
So it was something. A con organizer is advertising something. Deliver that thing. If you can't deliver that thing, change it. Get somebody that can deliver for you.
Yeah.
So if Curry did have medical issues or whatever, cancel him and bring in somebody else. Because you would be disappointed about him being canceled, but that person that takes his spot would have been available for you to interact with, right?
Right.
So
if it is what it is.
Yeah, if they say he's not feeling well and we had to cancel his appearance.
Again, this is strictly speculation.
Absolutely.
We don't know why we never saw him or anything. This is just
wild speculation upon Mike's part.
Yes.
Allegedly.
Yes.
Yes. So
the opinions of Mike did not express.
no, they do not represent anybody but me. So this is just me wildly speculating.
But I do, yes, I understand your point, and you're right. But it happened. It's over. It's done with. Oh well, moving on. Which brought me to mission 2.
Mission 2 was pulled off in spades.
Yes.
So it was a 6-star encounter.
Kenny Omega, the best bout machine, arguably one of the best wrestlers on the planet today, side by side with one of the best female wrestlers on the planet today in Riho, the first ever AEW Women's Champion.
Yes.
I got to talk to Kenny for a minute. I told him my story about you bringing me to see Wrestle Kingdom 9, and that was my first introduction to him and to really into New Japan, and it gave me my love of wrestling back.
Yes.
So he's a big part of that. Him, the Bucks, all of New Japan, really. But I really dove further when I found out about being the Elite. That's when I really just okay, I'm in full tilt now.
Yeah,
and. So getting to talk to him, tell him that story. He signed my Funko Pop, so I have.
And did he charge you $150 for it?
It cost me a total of $120 for the signature. Plus, I got a selfie with me and Landon with Kenny and Riho together. So we have that nice selfie.
There you go.
And I was a very happy camper from that. That was awesome.
Yep.
That was awesome. Now, that girl from the show, she got the private photo with him. So he's got the little
finger
bit of pose going on. Yeah.
Nice.
So, yeah, she had a great experience with him, too. So
did she get to do the Bucks pose?
No, she didn't go that level. She just, I think she might have did the finger gun with him.
That was with Riho as well?
She could have, but she did 2 separate. She did Kenny separate and Riho separate.
Okay.
But and they were awesome. Now, language barrier with Riho. I don't think she speaks much English. Because Kenny was translating for her a little bit when I went over to talk to her. Because that's how it worked. You talk to Kenny, then you move over to Riho.
Yep.
So
now, talking about Japanese female wrestlers, there's a video popped up about Hikaru Shida.
Yes.
She speaks English with an English accent.
And is that the girl that Kenny?
No.
No? Okay.
No. But Hikaru, it was funny. She learned English with her English accent. She's never been to Britain. She's never had a British tutor or anything like this. She learned English watching Harry Potter movies.
I was expecting you to say Downton Abbey.
Nope. Somebody was talking to her, and it's the weirdest thing.
Really?
Because you see this beautiful Japanese woman speaking English with an English accent that she learned while watching Harry Potter movies.
Wow.
And you're just like, okay, this is a weird situation, but hey, it's awesome.
Wow, that sounds kind of cool.
Yeah. So they're
a little bit of a mind trip.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. You just look at her like
the brain can't compute. What am I'm seeing, but I'm not hearing what should be coming. You got the wrong audio channel set on your TV.
SAP or something like this. Like, going through the cycle. Anyway, yeah. So that was a neat little thing that popped up in.
That's kind of cool.
Yep. So Landon, was this Landon's first?
No. He's been to CK Expo a few times, of course.
Okay.
And they went to London Comic-Con last year.
Okay.
Guy took him. But this is like, I think I gave him a little bit more room to play a bit. He didn't want to take pictures, though.
You sent him away with me.
Well, I didn't want him being bored standing with me.
No. I get that, but I am probably not one of the best role models for the impressionable youth.
He needs to learn. Honestly, he needs a little bit more of that.
Yeah.
I'll be honest.
I have to say, his time with me and his time yesterday was an absolute pleasure. It was well behaved. He had a great time. There was a couple times where I saw him. He was starting to get tired.
Yeah.
And
he slept all the way home.
He did sleep all the way home. And I looked at him and go, you all right? Yeah, I'm okay. And I was just like, all right, hang in there, little man. We still got
He's a video gamer. He's used to just sitting all day, so he doesn't do much. So this was exercise,
We were moving through the crowd. There was a couple times he started to lead the pack, and then I don't know if he got lost at where he was, and he just stopped dead. And there's a couple of like, move your fucking feet, Landon. It was just he would stop. And like you could just feel the lineup building behind us. It was just like a line of freight cars on a train just banging into each other.
The way they had that layout, there were a couple of those aisles that were really narrow for a con like that.
Yeah,
it almost seemed like they cramped it a little too full.
I think there was a couple of the comic book sellers that were against the wall.
Yeah.
And their tables were pushed out more into the aisle. I think that's where a lot of those bottlenecks happen.
Okay, yeah, that was definitely the worst areas.
Yeah, because the aisles weren't wide enough most of the time.
Yes,
but when you got against that wall and those tables, they had to get room for those tables. That's when you said it narrowed up, and everybody. You want to stop and you want to look at the comic books in the long boxes, and you turn around, especially with me with my backpack on, I'm taking up space like there's no tomorrow, and you just look around and go like, oh, I'm the cork in the bottle right now. So, but I don't know where you put those guys without them causing that kind of situation.
Yeah, that I will give props to any convention organizer. Like I've seen what Rob goes through trying to organize it. So he makes his layout, then he has to fit them, and then you can't have these ones too close to these ones because they're direct competition, that sort of thing. So you got to spread them out a bit. That can't be easy. No. You got to make everybody happy with their locations and make sure they have enough space, but you got to have room to move. Yeah. CK Expo is always laid out really well, but it does help that hall is massive.
It is a massive hall, and I think because they were CKX is the new kid on the block, not a lot of people came to it because I don't know, I have no idea how many invitations Rob sends out or he gets back. So, and I know he has certain areas that he has to block off for certain things.
Right.
Now,
he's got his footage all mapped out. So with his plan, he knows I have this many 10 foot by 10 foot booths kind of thing. Yeah. And that's what he builds off of. Now, if somebody needs more space, okay, they need 2 booths, or they usually have that demonstration area. Yes. So they have to leave enough room for that. Yeah.
That's something I have not really seen at any of the other cons.
No, that's a local thing because that's CK Expo is a local charity event.
Yeah.
So when you're having local dance troops, local martial arts troops doing demonstrations and whatnot, that's the local flair there.
Yeah. Okay, so other than the Tim Curry, Kenny Omega, Riho, what was your experience about London Comic Con?
always fun to go to a con. You see so much neat stuff. If I was loaded, I would be walking out of there with a truckload of stuff because always so much cool stuff to buy, right? But costumes, so like the people that really go all in on their cosplay, just some really cool stuff. No huge ones this time around.
Not like the Hawk Woman that we saw last year.
Hawk Woman or the Pyramid Head. You know, that was at London Comic Con.
Yep.
That was at a different venue though, wasn't it?
I think that was Forest City.
No, that was London Comic Con. That was the first year we went to London Comic Con as a part of the Madhouse podcast.
I didn't go to that one.
Was that just me and Rob?
That was just you and Rob.
But did you see Pyramid Head?
I saw a picture.
You saw the picture. Okay, so you weren't there for that one. Yeah, it was at a different venue.
Yeah.
Because it was a one-floor venue, and it was London.
Oh, okay.
It was London.
I don't know where that was.
Yeah.
Anyways.
But, no huge costume. But remember that one? I'm thinking I think that was a character from Dark Crystal. That one that the guy was walking on all fours on stilts.
Yes.
That was impressive.
That was an impressive costume.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure that's from Dark Crystal, possibly the new series on Netflix.
Yeah.
Because look kind of like the ones I remember from the movie, but different. I'm thinking it's because the series I think is prequel.
Yeah.
So I think it might have been from that.
Yeah. Like I said, there's still always a herd of Harley Quinns.
Yep. And not as many. Not as many.
No,
this time
not
around.
as many this time around. I only did see one Wonder Woman costume this time around.
I didn't even see one. No.
Yep, I did.
Okay.
I saw her wandering around. One or two Deadpool.
Yep.
But there was a lot of anime-based cosplay going on.
Yeah.
And is that Burnout from comic book cosplay? Or
I don't know.
Just
I think it's just local flavor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
You know, and then, you know, when I held you guys up for that 15 minutes filling out that survey, that was all about anime culture.
Okay.
That survey was really all about particularly the anime community.
Was that from University of Waterloo?
University of Waterloo. They were there for science. FUR Science is their program, I guess. Talking about a little bit about the furry culture because there's a connection, and then but more so about the just the anime culture in general. What kind of how much of a fan you are, but it really got into inclusivity and you know, how do you feel the anime community reacts to LGBTQ and all that kind of stuff. There were a couple sections of the question I couldn't fill out. I'm not as steeped in the culture. You know, I go to a con once in a while and I watch anime maybe once or twice a month, right? So I'm not that big of a fan to have an opinion as to what do I think the rest of the community feels about this. Yeah. So I abstained from that section. But
that makes sense.
I answered as best I could. Why not?
Yeah. No, it was for a good cause. It's for science, and they said I was entertained just by watching the spray paint guy in the booth beside.
That was really cool.
3-minute art, and it was amazing. His creativity and his ability to make a blank canvas.
You know what it reminded me of? That old show on Family Channel, Art Attack.
Yes.
Very similar because he'd do it so quick, and you wouldn't quite be able to see unless you knew what he was making. Like you wouldn't know. You had to So
there was a couple just landscapes that he did with like no characters, anything like this. It was just like, wow, some of that stuff is so sharp.
Yeah.
And again, I'm in the same boat with you. I needed about $1 million in my pocket because there was so many things that I could use this. Well, I couldn't use, but I wanted, yeah. And like I said, if I had the wall space, I would love to get some of the art and hang that stuff up.
Yeah.
And when I was there, I had a great time just people watching. And and looking at some of the names of some of the booths. I think I pointed out the one to you. There was a comic book guy. and the name of his shop was Macy. Macy Has Issues.
Yes.
And I got a hell of a chuckle out of that. So
it's creative.
It's creative, and it like I'm talking about it right now.
Yeah.
The day afterwards, I'm going like, okay, that was funny, and that was pretty smart. So
that poor tattoo artist booth being right in the next room from the Start.ca was a sponsor there, so they were giving away tote bags, but they had the test your strength, hit the mallet, ring the bell
ringer thing,
and it was literally 20 feet away, and it would scare anybody in that room.
You would jump every time they hit it because it made an awful racket.
Yep.
And like you said, they would jump because they can't see it happening, but they can only react to it. And I'm not getting on that dude's table for him to tattoo me if he's going to be jumping.
The girl at the next booth over, she was saying like, yeah, this is going to drive me to drink. She's like sitting there, talking to people, whatever, and then either on her phone or reading a book or something. And then,
I still wanted to steal that one sign off her booth. That was the 10 cent fun house.
Oh, yeah.
With the clown. I went, I want that so bad. I was just trying to figure out how I could pop that off there without getting tackled on the way out. So.
Oh, yeah. Who could have had Landon run a distraction? And
I can't find my mom.
Start Naruto running and throwing those
plastic ninja stars. Yeah.
Which I haven't gotten any serious flack on it.
See, you could have gotten them a real.
But Crystal did say, those things are actually kind of sharp, right? I'm like, that's all right.
God, helicopter moms, stop.
That's what Crystal said to me. So, but they haven't said anything else. Landon got home and apparently went to his friend's house right away. Didn't even tell a guy that he got them.
Nice, good play.
He saw the headband.
Yep.
But when I'm talking to a guy and he goes, yeah, so Landon got that headband and he got these little plastic knife things from Naruto, and he's like, I didn't see those.
You're not gonna if he's smart. So there's nothing wrong with that.
The main thing is he's got to make sure he puts them up where the smaller kids, like Angel's kids, come around. We don't want them getting into them.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
He's just got to be careful of that.
That's how you teach a kid responsibility around tools like that.
Exactly.
So it's. I almost walked out with a knife.
You were eyeballing. You were. What'd you say? The only reason you didn't was because it didn't have a sheath?
I don't know if it didn't come with a sheath or not. If it did, it would be sitting around at this table right over here. But I forgot to ask. But it was just a gorgeous looking knife. And I'm just like, ooh.
For those of you who don't know, Mike has a bit of a penchant for sharp objects.
I do not.
Really?
No.
How many do you own?
Not enough. There's a character in one of the books that I read. He's called the Bloody Nine, and he has a saying, as you said, you can never have enough knives. I identify with this guy.
He's my spirit animal.
He's my spirit animal. Yeah. So it's like this guy wrote about me. So, and no, it was just part of the collection. And
I'm thinking machete.
Yeah, the coat. Yeah, not to that level yet. I got to get a coat.
There you go.
No, but no, I had a good time yesterday. For being surrounded by people, and it really wasn't that bad. Like I didn't get run into as much as I was expecting to.
No,
because I hate when people are especially looking down at their phones, and they run into you, or they're looking down at their phone, and they stop dead in front of you.
I actually didn't see a whole lot of that. Didn't see a lot of people walking around with phones, like looking at their phone. You could see them sitting off to the side and whatnot.
Yeah,
but didn't see a whole lot of people walking around just looking at their phones. No. So that's nice. People were in the moment.
Yeah, that's the thing,
and that's one of the reasons why I didn't take a lot of pictures.
I didn't take a single picture.
I took 3.
Yeah. Well, they said you had me take a picture of you with the 2 weeping angels.
Yep. The Kenny selfie.
The Kenny selfie.
Yeah.
And
I got one more. One of
Landon when he got his headband.
I think so. Yeah. Yeah. That's it. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I just
Landon didn't want, like, I'm saying, like, if you see anybody, any really cool costumes, want to get a picture with them, just say so. He never wanted it, but it's all here now.
No.
It's I have the memories.
Yeah,
as short as my memory may be, I will have flashbacks and I'll remember the experience.
Yep. No, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just big enough, small enough where I don't know if I could do Fan Expo in Toronto and still have the same experience.
Probably that scares me. Just like San Diego.
Yeah, it's just so many people.
When I'm rich, I'll try it. But if I'm rich enough, I'll have like an entourage to clear the path for me.
That one girl, she was dressed up like the Christmas tree.
Yeah,
she had her.
That gives her a wide berth.
Literally a force bubble around her.
Yep.
She could move, and people
she was
actually had
probably
keep
3 to 4 feet wide.
Yeah, she had a minimum distance where people had to stay away from her.
Yep.
So, which is smart. So I'm thinking like, giant hamster ball. Yeah.
That Hawk Girl costume from CK Expo last year, she had a handler to clear space because the wingspan was so
wings
impressive.
Were incredible.
Yep.
But yeah, the all in all, great time.
Yeah.
I can't say I'm looking forward to next year because I just played this like a day at a time kind of thing.
Oh yeah, you never know.
And like I said,
there has to be a draw, right?
Yes.
It has to be the right people.
Yeah.
This happened to be, Tim Curry and Kenny Omega.
Yeah. I just wanted to go because none of that was interesting to me. Last year was Ralph Garman. I had to meet Ralph.
Yes.
And then for this year, this was for you and your excitement on Tim Curry and Kenny Omega. I'm just like, okay, I got it.
How is you don't have excitement for Kenny Omega?
Why would I?
It's Kenny.
Okay.
You're not a fan?
I'm a brother.
Well, yeah, I guess. Yeah, you have a different mentality for that. I get it.
So
okay. I didn't think of it that way.
No, I enjoy what he does. I also enjoy what I do.
Sure.
But he said he managed to get himself into a fantastic spot. Great for him. I can't. I'm not going to get excited about.
You'll have your 6-star match with Nick Jackson next year, and then you'll be on Meltzer's radar, and then you'll be behind the table next year.
Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen.
You were taking notes from All Elite Dynamite, right? When Nick had his big run, took out all 3 members.
When his time to shine came in,
right?
I'm just looking at him going, dude needs to slow down. That's way too fast. But I did recall when, speaking of Dynamite, when Kenny got into the ring, and I had forgotten how fast Kenny Omega is. And when he tagged in and he started to do stuff, and I went, whoa, damn, slow down. You're like, wow, he's fast. And I'm just like, oh yeah, that's right. He does this. That's what his thing is. Yep. So it's just like, whoa.
He can put on the gas when he needs to.
It was amazing to watch him do just a little bit of stuff that he got to do with Jericho and one of the
LAX
guys. Yeah, I don't know if they can use that name.
No, they're just right now. I think they're just going by their names, Cortez and or whatever.
Yeah. I don't
know. Cortez and Santana? I don't know.
Santana, yeah. Okay, yeah. But
I'm not familiar with them. I remember the original LAX. So.
Well, yeah, there was kind of... Yeah, it's a name that passed down. Yeah. Kind of like Bullet Club.
Well, they did like OGs, I think they were calling themselves over there. I heard about that storyline and all that. But
do you want to talk about Dynamite?
I think people, I don't know how they take to us talking about a lot about wrestling, but it was a solid show. Let's just say that.
It did end up beating NXT in the ratings.
I'm not surprised.
Big time.
Not surprised.
And so they've got to hit it on their hands.
Yep.
Now,
can they maintain?
That's the trick right there. You have to be able to continue to do what they're.
Let's see how the ratings look in a month or two, and then we'll know.
Yeah, because
if they take a massive drop, they've got that first that out of the gate boost, and then
they captured a certain part of the audience that WWE is ignoring right now, which is the 18 to 35 male market.
Okay.
And for all the ratings that came in, they're talking like it went up as the show went on in that specific demographic. So they know who they are targeting, and they want to keep those people. And like Dave Meltzer was going like, the wrestling fans didn't go away. They just stopped watching because they didn't like what was being on TV. Now, they've got, yeah, exactly. So they've got something now with AEW and Dynamite that on free TV that will go probably start drawing people back.
Oh, it worked for me.
Yes, so absolutely. I really dug that show. There was the last 15 minutes of that show was incredible. Mm-hmm. And the introduction of Jake Hager and the development of that new faction is just like, okay, I have to watch next week.
Jericho has a crew.
Yes. So, which works out rather well for Jericho because he doesn't have to do all the heavy lifting anymore.
Yep.
So that's
it's on, and you know he can do the heavy lifting when he needs to.
Yeah.
But he shines the most on the mic.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
There is not too many guys left in the business that can work the mic like Jericho. And he's one of those guys that can have the crowd in the palm of his hand, whether he's a heel or a face. He can instantly get them back on his side at any moment.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there's not too many guys that can do that.
No, it's the old-fashioned talk them into the building. And Jericho...
He's got that.
He does that better than just about anybody anymore.
Yep.
And I'm looking forward to where they go from here.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. The... what was I going to say? I have a question.
You have a question?
I have a question for you.
Okay.
Actually, I have a couple questions, but this is part of the new segment.
Okay.
Mike asks Jason questions.
Sure.
That's a terrible name, but that's what we're going to go with. All right.
They're hypotheticals usually, and that's fine.
Usually hypotheticals. All right. Let's just say...
You got a look in your eye that has me a little worried.
All right. You have 30 little people armed with forks.
Okay.
On one side.
Okay.
You have a full-size male African lion over here.
Okay.
Can the 30 little people take out the lion before the lion takes out the 30 little people? Discuss.
I'm going to say the numbers game would get the lion, yes. You're going to lose a large portion.
Yes.
Of the 30, but I would say the numbers game would, although the lion, seeing a pack like that, is probably not even going to approach. But if it was he's got nowhere else to go. He's
cornered.
Okay.
Now he has to fight.
He has to fight. I think the numbers game will take him down. So, but there's not going to be many of the little people left.
What do you think is the...
Because at least one of them is probably going to get swallowed whole and stabbing their way from the inside out.
Okay. All right.
That's the gung-ho, the Leroy Jenkins of the group.
The first one, I'm stab at the...
Yep. That's that one.
Okay. I got another one here. I discovered a new subreddit.
Do you agree with that sentiment? Or do you think the lion just takes them all?
I have seen videos where a single lion has fought off a pack of hyenas. And I would speculate that hyenas are more dangerous than little people with forks. I give my nod to the lion.
Okay.
Because whereas a fork is like the death by 1,000 cuts kind of thing,
right?
The lion can kill with a single swipe.
Yeah.
I think the lion just slices through all those little people, and like he's going to get wounded, he's going to get hurt, but I believe the lion comes out on top.
Okay.
That's my. Now I discovered a new thing.
Uh-oh.
And it just tickled me to death. and I have to.
You've got a gleam in your eye right now.
This I spent way too much time on this morning going through this. So the subreddit is Would You Rather.
Oh boy.
So
I don't generally enjoy these.
I think you'll like this one.
Okay.
All right. Would you rather Morgan Freeman gives you the most touching, soulful speech about your life and accomplishments at your funeral, or Evel Knievel comes back from the dead to jump 40 buses with your casket in a sidecar on a motorcycle?
Oh, Morgan Freeman, hands down.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Why?
Because it's Morgan Freeman. It's the voice of God. If he could make my life sound interesting.
But, okay, both myself and Mags chose Evel Knievel.
Really?
Really?
You just want a spectacle. People are going to remember this.
People are going to remember that.
People are going to remember Morgan Freeman talking about my life.
I would imagine if you get Evel Knievel to come back from the dead and he jumps 40 buses, that's going on pay-per-view. That's making highlight reels from now till forever. Your casket with your probably a picture of you on the front with thumbs up in a sidecar with Evel Knievel jumping over 40 buses. That's something to remember.
That's not what I want for my funeral.
No?
No, I want
not?
I want a more intimate setting.
So it's going to be like Morgan Freeman.
Okay, with the Evel Knievel option, people are tuning in to watch Evel Knievel jump buses. They don't care who's in the casket.
Doesn't matter. You know.
I care.
Your family knows.
I care. I want it to be the funeral situation should be about the person in the box, not the guy jumping the buses. I don't take risks. That doesn't.
But
fit
this
me
would
at
be the
all.
perfect time for you to take the risk.
Yeah, no, that's not.
You've lived a life of mediocrity up until this point. Now, when you are finally dead, you get to be the spectacle.
That's not me. That's not me.
once be the spectacle.
Okay, my life centers around movies and TV shows. Morgan Freeman is a part of that world. He is God of that world in multiple respects.
Yeah.
Therefore, he's going to always be my first option.
All right. Okay. I Here's a good one. Would you rather have a full set of other people's teeth or only 7 of your own?
Ooh, I'm already partway there. Other people's teeth.
A full set of other people's teeth or only 7 of your own?
I'd probably go with the full set.
Full set?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, having a full set of teeth is a plus.
Okay.
You know, I've got a few gaps right now. It gets a little tricky to eat certain things. So.
Yeah, you're preaching to the choir, brother. There was.
It doesn't matter if it's other people's teeth. I'm sure they were clean and sterilized long before they ever got to my mouth. So
maybe you never know.
I ain't buying them from the back of a van in an alley.
You don't know that.
That wasn't part of the question.
Okay,
so
that's true.
I'm going to assume we're going through a reputable dentistry situation here.
Oh, okay. Okay, this is a strictly Canadian one.
Okay. Poutine. Always poutine.
Would you rather be forced to watch Caillou for 96 hours straight?
Fuck no.
Or have
I don't care what the other option is.
Theme song stuck in your head for the rest of your life.
Oh, dude. Since the other one has a definitive timeline, I'm going with that.
96 straight hours watching
96
Caillou.
straight hours. Because then it's over and it's done with. I'll need lots of therapy. I'll need it. Can I watch it in a rage room?
No, it's not. You have to sit in a comfortable position for 96 straight hours.
I'll probably sleep through it, but okay.
No, you have to watch it. As soon as you fall asleep, it starts right over.
You're killing me. But I'm still picking that option. Having the theme song. No.
That theme song.
Just get it over with. Rip the Band-Aid. Get this 96 hours over with. Damn it. God damn it. I fucking hate that kid.
Oh, I know.
You brought up something something interesting I wanted to share. This kid, Jack, friend of Xander's, he's in the show. He's part of my baseline.
Yep.
You know, he's had a couple stints working at Disney.
Oh, okay.
As he sold in one of the shops. I think he briefly did a character thing or something like that. He's done it a couple times. It's like an internship thing.
Oh, okay.
He is now next January, he is going to Disney for a year to work in Epcot in the Canada area, opening a new Canada show.
Oh, awesome.
And I'm like, so you're going to be there to give everybody their Timmies with their little bit of weed in it, eh? And make sure you give them the remember to took on their way out, eh? He's like, yeah, something like that.
Nice.
Here's some bud for you, bud.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be fantastic. All right. Okay, here's the last one. There's so many more. We could do a whole episode of this.
Yep.
But, all right. Would you rather have the ability to teleport or be able to create legal $5 bills by clapping your hands?
Ooh.
Instantaneous, perfect travel wherever you want to go, or $5.
Ooh. I'm going to go with the teleportation.
Yeah, that's a hard one for me too.
I'm going to go with the teleportation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Teleportation.
Okay.
Because you save a lot of money.
Yes.
On transportation right off the bat.
Yeah.
But teleport somewhere. No,
you cannot teleport yourself into a bank vault and rob.
You didn't say that. I just have the ability.
Okay, there's rules of teleportation that are universal.
No, there isn't.
Yes.
It wasn't in the question.
No, okay, there wasn't in the question.
Your exact words were instantly teleport anywhere I want. Those are your exact words. I want to go to Fort Knox. Just one brick.
Just yoink. I was like, what the what? All right.
I know that's not a nice thing to do, but hey.
That goes against the morals of theft.
I can teleport. Go ahead, try and catch me.
Okay. Speaking of last week's episode.
You
were grounded by your father.
Yes.
Was there repercussions from your mother?
Yeah, I'm grounded even further. A full month. She grounded me for a full month.
She got you for a full month?
Yeah, I'm not allowed on the computer for a month.
Damn it.
Yep. Because that's how they used to ground me back.
Good thing she doesn't listen to the show. Then
I'm kidding.
You're technically on the computer right now, but
I know.
Ooh,
I know
that could be a problem.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because that hurt. I was an only child. My best friend was my Commodore 64. When I got grounded off the computer, that hurt. That hurt.
Give me Jimmy back.
So,
all right.
But yeah, she did. She texted me back. Yeah, your dad's right. You're grounded for a month. No computer.
Mom.
But Ma.
You're an only child.
I have a half sister who passed away. How long ago was that? Oh.
But you were the majority of your life.
Yes, my half sister lived with her mother, and we weren't super close.
Yeah. All right. That explains a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just being all selfish and shit, like an only child.
A little bit.
At least. Yeah.
A little bit.
I know. I can tell. I can see. But got anything else coming up?
Nope, that's it. The big thing is the show and getting ready, just prepping for that. Just get through that.
If you can find a venue.
Look at the future. Well, again, they're going to have that sorted out. we're now into Halloween season, so
yeah.
got to watch lots of horror movies.
Oh,
as part
how's
of
that going?
The other pod. I haven't watched too many, but a couple of the first ones we had on our list, I've recently rewatched already. Yep. So I'm giving myself a pass on that because they're still fairly fresh for me.
Yep.
But there's going to be some new ones. I'm actually hoping to watch one of them tonight. So
what are you going for?
The Deaths of Ian Stone. It's called.
Okay.
I think that's the first one I need to look at. So.
I listened to that episode of the Madhouse and I was like, ooh, that sounds like fun. And then I went, no.
A lot of people do that, right? So,
well, I get that, and I'm probably going to watch a couple more horror movies.
You kind of have
just
to,
because it is the season that it is,
right?
And what was it? Fall season is Brigden Fair. That's one of the things I was going to ask you. Have you ever been to the Brigden Fair?
We went once last year. I've been once last year.
Okay.
And only because Sky had put Eden into the cutest baby contest.
How'd that go?
She didn't win. But
did you Nancy Kerrigan or Tanya Harding the winner?
Crystal wouldn't let me.
Okay.
I had the lead pipe. I was all set.
Leave her at home. She's dragging you down. She's a bummer, man.
But that's the only time I've been there.
I can get away with it. Because, like you said, she doesn't listen to the show. She's not going to give me shit for me bagging on her.
Yeah, but she might stop making baked goods for you if she finds out.
Son of a bitch.
Aha.
No.
She made this chocolate chip cookie.
She will not.
Bar thing.
Why? Because most of the time it's for Whiskey Wednesday movie night because she loves Jeff.
But if she says Mike's not allowed to have any,
she's not going to be there. And then the only way she finds out, if you rat me out. Snitches get stitches, buddy. That's all I got to tell you. You might want to keep that in mind.
Don't worry. What happens at Whiskey Wednesday stays at Whiskey Wednesday until we talk about it on the podcast.
Yeah. And then it becomes public consumption.
Yep.
Oh, wow. But
I think we're supposed to have a Whiskey Wednesday this week.
Yeah.
I believe so. Because the last week didn't work out, but I think they're saying this week.
Yeah?
Yep.
Okay. You got...
I'm available, so...
Yeah, I am too. I think El Padre's in. I believe...
yeah, I think we should be full go.
Full run.
Yep.
And it's probably going to be cold as fuck out there. We're looking at the last few days of the outdoor Whiskey Wednesday movie night. We're going to have to find, like... I still think we need to all chip in and rent a building or something. That way, we can have all kind of room for activities, and it's warm and
what am I'm the way you said that. I'm picturing a TV show or a movie. Somebody was getting like a new place, and look, we have so much room for activities.
Step Brothers.
Is that Step Brothers?
Yeah, Will Ferrell and Charles C. Riley.
I've only ever watched that movie once.
Yeah,
so many people go on and on about it.
I never watched it. It was just that one scene when they put their bunk beds. They put the beds together.
That was in the trailer.
Yeah, that's the only time. And I said, okay, this is, as far as I'm concerned, this is the best line of the movie because this is the only one I'm going to use. And they said, we have so much more room for activities. It fits with a lot of things.
Yeah.
And everything else about that movie is completely forgettable.
Again, I watched it once, but so many people go on and on about it.
Okay, well, tell me about it.
That's just it.
I watched it once. Because it's completely
I know
forgettable.
they talk about doing some sort of like high-end like party thing, Prestige Worldwide, I think was what they were calling it. But I couldn't tell you anything more than that.
No, who gives a rat's ass? They said they've beat their own dead horses.
The only movie with them that I'll watch regularly is Talladega Nights.
Yes.
That one's the only one that still works for me and it still makes me chuckle.
Yep.
I won't even consider looking at Holmes and Watson.
No.
I'm staying away from that pile of crap.
As soon as I saw the first trailer for that, I was like, I am never going to see a second of this movie because it just looked horrible.
Well, okay. So you remember my massive rant, my article and everything about that Locked Up movie?
Yes.
Okay. That was on Netflix.
Oh.
Netflix said no to Holmes and Watson, but said yes to Locked Up. What does that tell you? Netflix that notoriously buys everything.
Yeah, to keep it away from
Right.
HBO and Prime. Yeah, yeah. Like Will Ferrell had his window of opportunity, and he's really desperately trying to keep that window open. And it just it's not working for me.
Yeah, there's only a couple Will Ferrell movies that I go back to. Ron Burgundy, the first one,
Yes.
Anchorman is one.
That was on TV, actually.
I caught the end of that. Yep. That and Talladega Nights, those are the main two. I'm sure there's probably one or two more that slip in there, but those are the main ones for Will Ferrell that I will watch regularly.
Yeah. But
Now I'll take his SNL highlight reel.
Oh yeah,
all day long.
yeah.
Some great stuff there.
Because that was not just his stuff.
No.
Because he was part of the ensemble, and somebody else was making good stuff for him. I think he's a one-trick pony, and
pretty close.
And he said he just run his course as far as I think, in my opinion.
I for the most part I agree.
Yeah.
I've always heard good things about the more dramatic piece that he did, Stranger Than Fiction, where there's somebody narrating his life and he can hear it.
I'm completely unaware of that one.
It's a lot of people talk about that as one of his best, but it's funny. It's a dramedy, I guess you could say, but it's a lot more dramatic than funny.
Huh, okay.
And apparently it's really good, but I've never actually watched it.
Huh. I would say I might watch it, but I would also be lying profusely. So you'll have to give me a report.
Someday I'll watch it.
I am reading a good book, though.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting. It's called The Lords of Chaos. It's about the rise of the satanic black metal bands in Norway and Sweden.
Oh, yeah?
These dudes are just fucked. And burning churches and desecrating graves.
Holy shit.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's what these guys did.
So they're not just playing the part. They're living the part.
This is how they proved to themselves, to each other, how into the scene that they were. Remember how you were saying, you said you didn't listen to the Movie Madhouse podcast, you lived it? That's what these guys are doing. And said it was a series of almost one-upmanship with murder and church burnings and stuff like this. It was just nuts. It started in 90, and it kind of built to a head around 93, 94. And then the police started to round up all these dudes and start chucking them in jail. And they're just like, okay, we got to get a cap on this. And they captured the first guy, the main guy that they had their eyes on. And the day that he was sentenced to 21 years in jail, which is the harshest sentence Norway has ever doled out, 2 churches caught on fire.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it was a show of support for Varg, and
wow.
It's just reading this, how wild that scene was.
That's intense.
It's intense, and they said the one guy. I said there was can't remember what his name was. He went by the name Faust. Murdered a complete stranger, just because he could, kind of thing, and it was just
And how much time did he get?
He got 8 years. 8 years. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. But the problem with Varg getting that big of a sentence is he showed nothing but utter contempt for the court system, what was going on.
Sure.
So, and he would get to the courtroom and he was in jail.
I'm picturing kind of a Breakfast Club situation. You want another week?
That's about it. That's about it. So the one section in the book, they're talking like Varg's in jail, and he goes to one of I think it was the prosecutor or the police. He goes, okay, listen, tomorrow I'm going to lay all the cards on the table. And they're like, fuck, we got him. He's going to confess to everything. So prosecutors and lawyers come in, they sit him down at the table, reaches into his pockets, grabs a deck of cards, puts it on the ground. He goes, there, all my cards are on the table.
Oh, fuck.
And they're going, 21 years.
But the guy who straight up
Killed a dude.
only got 8.
Got 8.
That baffles me.
That's the court system in Norway is just, I don't know. I'm just reading
8
this.
years just sounds like a vacation. Like how harsh are prisons in Norway?
I don't know. I can only speculate.
Is it just like a cold open hole in a wall on the side of a mountain? Then okay, I get it. But if it's like any other prison that we're familiar with over here,
I don't think it's as harsh as what's over here.
really.
Jeez. I know, because they were talking about some of the guys that were arrested for church burning and grave desecration. They got like 2 or 3 years in minimum security kind of thing. And it was just,
Do you think it's the Norse roots?
I don't know. Well, see, that's the thing. That's what the expressed intent, especially with Varg, was he was striking back at Christianity, because he's saying that all these Christian churches were built upon old Norse holy spots, which is fact, because that's when Christian missionaries would come into areas, they would look at the whole, air quote, holy ground of the native religion, and they'd build a church right on top of it. So
Trying to consecrate it to
right.
Okay.
So they're trying to drive out the native religion in favor of Christianity.
Now, did they just move the headstones, or did they move the bodies too?
I don't know, because that's how you get pet cemeteries.
No,
That's
poltergeist.
No,
Poltergeist.
poltergeist. Yes,
Poltergeist.
I was thinking of.
For a second, I thought you missed it.
No, I got it. No, I was just like, no, okay, that's right, because pet cemeteries, the bodies came out of the ground.
That movie's not on my list, but I'm going to revisit the original Poltergeist. I've never seen the remake with Sam Rockwell.
I haven't either,
but I want to see I haven't seen the original since
I remember watching the original on like the Movie Network and stuff like that, or a Super Channel, something like that. So I know exactly what you're talking about. That one, I
need to revisit that. It's been way too long.
Yeah, one of the movies,
that movie terrified me as a kid, especially the clown doll.
Oh yeah,
that scene.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yep.
Like you said, one of the ones on the list that you were watching is The Thing, the Carpenter one.
Yes, I need to squeeze that one in real quick.
I have not been able to watch that since I saw part of it as a kid.
Really?
It was the scene where
the chest compression
scene.
Yeah, that's the scene everybody goes to. And you've never actually really?
No, I tapped out at that.
Are you kidding me?
No, I have not seen a second of that movie since.
Well, guess what I'm going to suggest for Whiskey Wednesday this week?
God damn you. No.
Because it's a fantastic movie, dude.
I know, but there's just this block. I just cannot. You
need to face your fears, buddy.
I don't know if I can.
Come on now. You can do anything. If I've learned anything in my time with you, you can do anything.
It's just,
this is what you drive home to me.
Yeah.
So it's turnabout's fair play, sir.
Damn you. But yeah, that movie is just like, I watched Aliens, not a problem. Blah blah blah.
Aliens is tame.
Yeah, but that chest compression scene in The Thing is just like, nope, I am out. And it's just.
I'm gonna broach the subject to the Whiskey Wednesday crew.
Okay, but I am going to counter with the Blues Brothers. So I'm
okay. You're fighting dirty.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
You're fighting dirty.
Absolutely. So if I'm going to get into a fight, I'm winning the fight.
We'll see. We'll see.
I know we're gonna see.
We do have an odd number, so there is no ties.
No, and we're gonna watching the thing just because.
Oh, I won't say why. I'm not gonna. I'll just say I'm going to offer up the thing because of the Halloween season.
And I'm gonna go like, I hate that fucking movie, and then the story's gonna come out, and we're gonna watch the fucking thing. I guarantee. As sure as you're sitting across from me right now, we're watching the thing on Wednesday. I've got the Blues Brothers Blu-ray right there.
I'm pretty sure I have the DVD.
I got better quality.
Sure.
Yeah.
Bring it.
Bring it. Oh, I'm going to bring it all right. Oh, no.
I'm not
going to bring it. Oh.
I'm not that kind of bring it. As it bring the Blu-ray.
Oh, okay. My bad. Sorry.
Although it might be on the archive stick that I gave him, but
maybe. I don't know how much.
I can't even remember what I put on that thing.
There was so much on
I
that
did
nip,
put
so.
all the classics. A lot of the classics.
Yeah, a few of the classics.
Yes.
So
a few dozen.
Yep. So we did it again. Started the outro and went for 15 more minutes.
Yes, we did.
But we don't really have a time limit.
No.
But
we can do whatever the hell we want.
We can do whatever we want.
It's our show. It's our time.
It's my time. Oh, okay. Speaking of which, I don't know if you saw this, but it was it just kind of popped back in my head because we were doing wrestling promos just now. Edge has been medically cleared.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. They are so hurting for star power right now.
Apparently, which I'm not surprised, but I'm surprised that Edge is like, because they said,
his head was going to fall off his shoulders.
Pretty much.
His neck was so bad. But
so, which makes me wonder, is this similar to the Daniel Bryan situation where he was misdiagnosed?
No.
It's just he's been away for over 10 years, I think.
Yeah.
At this point, so that's a lot of time to heal.
Still,
I'm sure he's not going to be able to work a full schedule.
But he's not going to, not with his
right.
But he said they'll bring it back. They said he'll be a part timer like Lesnar. But
can he just replace Lesnar?
Actually, they brought somebody in to Cain Velasquez.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Oh, that's everybody. When Cain Velasquez came out, everybody started to shit on his physique. But Cain Velasquez is probably the most fit athlete in the WWE right now.
He just may not look it.
He doesn't have. He's not cut. He doesn't have giant muscles, but the dude is a cardio machine. He can do cardio for days on end. And
so you don't want to do an Iron Man match with him?
No, because you are done, son. He will bury you very, very fast.
That reminds me of something that I happened to watch like the last hour of Impact Wrestling.
Oh, okay.
You know who they've dragged out of mothballs?
Swinger?
Ken Shamrock. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. They have this guy, Moose.
Yes.
Facing Ken Shamrock at their Bound for Glory pay-per-view next month.
Moose is a giant black dude, isn't
yes.
he? Yeah.
I think he's a former football player.
Oof.
There was something to do with the NFL. They were at some NFL deal in cross promotion.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, him and Shamrock are going at it at Bound for Glory. And Shamrock looks old. But
yeah, because he was old 20 years ago.
Yeah. Ooh. He was like the first TNA Impact champion, I think, when NWA TNA first started. Before it was even called Impact.
I think you're right.
It was NWA TNA.
Total Nonstop Action Wrestling.
Yeah. And then it became Total Nonstop Action. Just that's what's the title.
Yeah.
And then,
yeah, I think you're right.
And I think Shamrock was, if he wasn't the first champion, he was one of the earliest.
Because I would think Jarrett.
That's where I'm not sure if Shamrock was first or if Jarrett was.
My money would be on Jarrett.
Yeah.
Because it was him running that show at that time. That was
his playground. Daddy would let him play.
Oh, yeah. But anybody that has wrestled in the past and is medically capable of wrestling now is coming back, which is kind of terrifying if you think about it, because some of these
We
guys
may witness a death in the ring.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Somebody's takes a bad bump, their heart explodes.
Oh, just Edge's head falls off his shoulders. Is like he's talking
Takes a
about
hard lariat. Pop.
his. I don't know who he would put Edge in with for a program.
AJ?
Maybe that'd be the safest. You could work forever with AJ and not worry about getting hurt.
Probably.
I can't think of.
I can't see him going up against too many of the younger guys at this point.
No. Definitely not going to get up against Brock.
Oh, hell no.
God, that would be a fucking murder. I don't know. But, what do you hear?
Shecky!
Shecky, shut up.
He's whining.
Oh, yeah, he hears us. Yeah, why are you guys doing down there? Anyways.
Why are you guys still talking?
Yeah, no, shut up already. Speaking of shutting up, so for another week at Dispatches from Shedquarters, this has been Mike.
And Jason.
We will talk with you next week.
Bye-bye.
I got to find the thing. Shut up.